Hi, my name is Griffin Owen, and this summer I worked as a media marketing intern for Granex Industries. When I was brought onto the team, there was pretty much no content to be seen, so I was pretty much starting from scratch. They didn't really have much of a schedule for me to start, so I made my own schedule, and I gave myself my own goal of making 5 videos a week for the entire year. My role there basically was as a content creator. I would make videos and schedule them and post them to Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. It took some time to get the ball rolling on that front. I started making content even before I had access to a lot of the social medias. I was pretty much in charge of myself. I had to keep myself on task. I had to make sure that stuff was going up on my own. My biggest challenge was sticking to my calendar, for sure. I had however many videos and I had to just keep pumping them out. It was a lot, for sure. Especially at the beginning, it was a lot to keep on track with that. But eventually I got in a pretty good groove and was able to make some pretty awesome content. My personal favorites being the Behind the Blade series. It was a lot more of like the nitty-gritty, you know, like how we set up tables, how are they, you know, cut perfectly. There was a lot of that. We used a lot of water. I made a video about how we recycle water, and that was probably my favorite that we've done, just because it was interesting to me. What surprised me most about working at Granex was how many ideas I ended up having. That was definitely the part I was most afraid of, and especially as time went on and I kind of became my own boss. I definitely had some trouble coming to terms with that. Oh, am I allowed to do this? Am I allowed to do that? And pretty much what my boss told me is like, I trust you. I trust that you can do this. Just do whatever. I guess to segue into one of the hardest parts for me also was coming out of my shell. Just because I don't know much about the granite and stone countertop industry, I found myself kind of like being a little too corporate, you know, a little too stale and sterilized. My boss, Scott, he had to come up to me a few times and be like, Griffin, you don't need to do something interesting. And it's sad because right at the end here, I'm finally starting to hit my groove. I mean, tomorrow I have planned a video where I'm going to be throwing peanut butter sandwiches at a countertop. So I'm excited for that one, for sure. Going into this job, I felt pretty prepared. I did a lot of research on the kinds of content they had done beforehand and found that it was pretty much none, besides a few that were pretty great videos, which kind of stressed me out because I'm like, I don't know if I can make this quality content just to start. I didn't know much about the granite industry at all. Going into this job. So, like I said, I did some research on that, figured out, you know, what differences between granite and quartz and all that. So, I like to think I did my homework, and when I got there, I think I kind of fell into it pretty well. The tip I would give to a future DMP student is, unless told otherwise, really try and add your own flair to things. Despite what the movies say, companies like creativity and they want you to be creative. And also, don't be afraid to screw up. It's not the end of the world. If they didn't want you to screw up, they wouldn't have an intern. So, yeah, I think that's about it from me.